Okay, what up ladies and gents, it's your favorite Asian robot right here, hopefully your favorite official content creator for the First Descendant, and today I'm going to take a look at the non-crit version of the bunny build for the Defiler. Many of you guys have commented that why am I using crit and all that. It's honestly because that was the build that I had before and it's what worked for me. However, I have done an investigation into the non-crit version, so I'm going to demonstrate that for you today. All right, so let's get right into it. I'm not going to waste your time. Oh, but if you enjoy my content, don't forget to register me as your creator. All right, I'm counting on you guys because the more people that register me as your creator, the more I can do for you. Okay, all right, let's get started. First and foremost, all right, when we're talking about this, you will see that we're running all the exact same stuff. I'll be holding the Enduring Legacy because I've got the machine gun mounting here, and I've also done the core binding on this. Okay, but let's start with the reactor. For the reactor, it's the same reactor that I was using before. I still haven't farmed a better one. This is all I'm using, and I felt that it would be more consistent for the test anyway if I would just use the same reactor that I had before. This is obviously not an ideal reactor. This is far from an ideal reactor, but it'll do for now. All right, the main thing is that it's enhanced 5 stars and basically electric singular. Okay, I'm using a full Slayer set. It's actually the same set that I was using in the previous test. Okay, nothing is different from the previous test that I showed you. And I still don't have toxin resistance on any of the processors. I haven't farmed any of the processors. I've just been working on Enos instead. So this is what I've got. All right, if you are confused about any of the stats on any of these, then please review the previous video because there should be no need for me to go through this again. But if you want me to go through this again, just leave a comment and I'll happily give you a quick briefing in like a little paragraph of words. Okay, but yeah, this is basically it. Okay, weapon wise, now many of you guys commented that you had difficulty staying in the air. All right, if you guys have difficulty staying in the air with the inversion reinforcement buff, then make sure that you get yourself an Enduring Legacy. And as for the stats on the Enduring Legacy, I happen to roll firearm attack, it's blue, but I'll roll a better one later. Firearm critical hit damage, purple. Sprint speed, purple. And grappling hook charge time, just blue. But take note that it is rank 7. So just a blue rank 7 grappling hook charge time actually really helps out your build with staying in the air. All right, so if you have trouble staying in the air, just try and roll at least one of the cores to have grappling hook charge time. You just need one and you're good to go. You'll be able to do all the Spider-Man things that I'm doing. If you happen to roll both of them and they both happen to be, just for example, gold rolls, then you will be flying through the air a lot. Okay, so yeah, that's basically it. The rolls on the Enduring Legacy are the same standard rolls that I've had all this time. The build is still the same standard build that I've had all this time. You can go for the sharp precision shot version if you want to, but either way, this is it. Okay, nothing special there. Now, Bunny's build for non-crit, this is what I've got, okay? It is basically the almost exact same thing as you would have seen on the ring farming build, just that instead of MP collector, we've got technique manual, and there's no need for like nimble fingers and all that. So what we've got here is basically increase HP, battle of stamina. This is your survival, all right? It helps you play it safe, gives you a little more skill duration, which allows you to actually cast the lightning emission to match the cooldown and the duration of lightning emission, which is pretty much fantastic. All right, we've got power increase here, and then we've got the electric amplification. This, as you know, helps out with your multipliers. You've also used focus on singular as well as singular amplification. Now, if you would like to, you can actually up your damage a little bit by using singular specialist instead. This gives you a 22-second cooldown and a 21.8-second duration. So it depends on how you want to sync it up. But if you want to squeeze just a little bit more DPS out there, you can choose to ditch focus on singular and put singular specialist in. It gives you a little more bang for your buck. Just a little bit more bang for your buck, but, you know, I leave the decision in your hands, okay? The main thing here is that you want to have at least skill expansion, and then you can choose to go amplification control. I've also got electronic sync TM to just boost my damage up a little bit more. But here's the thing. With amplification control, there are 2 options that you can use to increase Bunny's range because she's got up to 300% max expandable range. So you can choose to use maximize range. However, considering the fact that Bunny's modifiers are already low anyway, having this maximized range gives her damage by a small amount, but still it gimps her damage a little bit. So I chose Amplification Control. I feel that the range that you can assault the enemy at is safe enough, and because you've got extra mod slots compared to the crit version, all right, the crit version you have less mod slots because you have to have all the crit mods on it to really maximize your impact, and either way the enemy also has critical resistance, so you're not going to have that much impact. For the non-crit version, you get more consistent damage and you've got more slots to play around with, so you can go for luxuries like Amplification Control. All right, so because we've done that, although you're not getting any crit multipliers here, you can deal fairly consistent damage. I still haven't found anything better than Technique Manual. Dangerous Ambush does not work here. Sorry, Dangerous Ambush does not work here because when you've got something like Dangerous Ambush, the enemy is always targeting you. You only get the bonus skill power when it's not targeting you, and you don't really knock down the Defiler fast with Bunny, so you do have to be aware of that. Some people have talked to me about hyperfocus. That does require you to shoot, and we will actually be shooting in this video, but only to the extent of triggering the debuff. I'll go through that in the Inversion Reinforcer section, but you can choose hyperfocus instead of Technique Manual if you want to, or you can go with Multi-Talented. Multi-Talented is another great option because when you use a singular active skill, all attribute damage plus 30% for 5 whole seconds, which is actually fantastic, and I would actually like to try that over Technique Manual at a later time. What I do have to say is that, well, actually, oh wait, sorry, I'm 1 point short. If I had just one more point, I could have put it in. But anyway, the Multi-Talented, you just have to trigger your singular, like when you trigger your singular skill, it will snapshot, right? So even though the singular active skill will fade out after 5 seconds, you still get the increased attribute damage throughout the entire duration. So that's pretty fantastic. All right, so this is what I have for the non-crit build, okay? And those are all the options that you can have and all that other kind of stuff. Let's get right into the demonstration. I'm gonna go in, kill it. Like, I think you will still get a better kill time with Multi-Talented over Technique Manual, but I did not have the slots for it. So I will add that in and fill you in on a YouTube short if Multi-Talented is better than Technique Manual, but I'm pretty sure if you can squeeze that in, it's better than Technique Manual, at least to the best of my knowledge, okay? All right. Let's get right into it. Now, when we go into the Defiler, all right, you guys already understand how to beat him, but don't forget about the Inversion Reinforcer. This time round, last time I did not shoot, okay? But this time round, what we're going to do is we're going to put electric focus rounds. Not that it's going to help us contribute a lot to damage. And of course, we'll have our Abyss Enhancement, like I've taught you before, okay? I'm still keeping heightened sensory cells on. But what we really want is the enhanced focus rounds. Enhanced focus rounds, when you fire, all right, 5 rounds, you max out your focus rounds, you fire another 5 rounds, you will hit them with bypass immunity, which can go up to 5 stacks. This gives them a minus 20% all attribute resistance for 30 seconds, which you want. All right, you want to debuff them by that. Why did I not do that before? Because my goal is simply to show you that you don't really need to do anything. It's a lazy and safe way to win. However, if you want to maximize your damage, you might want to have that added in. Some people actually pointed out, you know, other creators are talking about this. Why aren't you talking about this? Because I thought you knew, but I think saying it overtly might actually be better. So my apologies for that. I will make sure to say everything overtly so that, or explicitly, whichever way you want to go about it. I will say it more explicitly so that everybody understands that you are supposed to do this, and what I'm showing is a situation where you don't have to do this, but you can if you want to, and if you do, then it'll help you. Okay? All right, so let's get into it. Now, we are still going to apply the same Flunny technique right here, so let's get that done. All right, start by sprinting.
Get out of the way!
You know what to do. Now, if you cut it early, all right, once you're about slightly past half, you'll actually end up regenerating your mana, which gives you a little more uptime, all right? So take note of that. Now, when you get high up in the air, just shoot him enough to get the debuff on him. Then you don't have to worry about it for about, like I said, 30 seconds. So this is what I do. And thanks to the amplification control, you've got more range, which means that you are basically able to hit the target at a longer distance than you would normally, which is, again, fantastic, all right? Now, when he goes jumpy mode like that, you want to avoid taking a hit from him. Why? Because this was what happens in his frenzy state. If you take a hit, look at what happens. you will get this Defiler debuff, which you cannot cure yourself of. It'll make it so that it's very difficult, even if you heal from heal orbs, right? It'll be very difficult to get your hit points back. And what's worse is that you will continuously take damage over time. It's not a poison DOT, so you cannot cure it, you know? But anyway, assuming you do not die, and I'll try and show a more flawless run on the next one, but assuming you do not die, you should actually get him down pretty quickly within about 1:30. All right, but remember you have to debuff him again, and you should be debuffing him every 30 seconds anyway, because that's the smart thing to do. But once you've got your Abyss enhancement, you start Spider-Manning around him, you're all good. All right, this time around, unfortunately, I wasn't as lucky because I took the debuff, but there you go. You can still get a very good and relatively consistent kill time, in my personal opinion. Just try and avoid the jumpy debuff, and you're good to go. So, non-crit, like the fastest time with the crit was 1:36, which I got because I was very, very lucky with the crits on that round. Because although it is only a percentage chance, you could theoretically crit on every hit. This was about 1:44, but don't forget that I died. I will try and do one more run, which is flawless if I can, so that I can show you guys the actual kill time. You do get to about, like, I think if you do it properly, you can get around 120-ish. Again, make sure you'd have to get perfect on the debuffs and all that kind of stuff, but I think you can get to about 120-ish. All right, so be aware of that. Also, we're going to build up a little extra electricity here. All right, as soon as it starts, go, go, go. That should be enough. Regenerate your MP while also still running around. Yeah. All right. Then turn it on and swing. Now, thanks to amplification control, you can take advantage of the additional range on your attack to stay a lot safer than you would normally. So do be aware of that, and you can start Spider-Manning around. Now, if you get lucky with an early knockdown like that, oh, take advantage of it. Take advantage of it. Because why not? Do be careful if he hits you with the poison bursts, alright? There we go. Now, you don't have a lot of hit points with this build, so you do want to be careful. And when he starts going hop, step, jump, yeah, stay away. If you have to swing, you want to try and swing away from him, but if you do get caught, well, you are going to die. See, your hit points, they still don't recover that much. So you will die from the debuff anyway, but if you collect enough hit points, you can actually stay alive. Alright, the debuff does last quite a while, but you can actually sort of semi-survive it, which is hilarious. Alright, and even then, you will still get around 1:30-ish. Alright, it'll be around there, but I also forgot to debuff him in between because I was trying to survive, so yeah. Like I said, if you get perfect with the debuffs and you don't forget to debuff him with your guns, you could get about 1:20. But unfortunately, although I was flawless with deaths there, I forgot to debuff him accurately, so I'm still about 1:30. It's a bit more consistent, like I said, than the crits because you will always be around this timing. But yeah, you do have a bit more safety with the range, and you can play around with that a little more if you want. All right, so if you already had the 400% bunny build, it's basically not all that different. It's pretty much roughly the same slots and everything. So you should literally be able to convert that into this pretty much without difficulty. All right, so thank you very much for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoy it. All right, hope you guys enjoy killing Defiler. For those of you that are still using bunny, I do want to experiment with Enos, but I will need some time to do that because I will usually take it slow and do my testing on stream anyway, which I haven't gotten to yet. So thank you very much once again for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to register me as your creator. And before we go, all right, of course, as always, I hope this is helpful to you. But before we go, let me please thank all the top supporters this month. January's top supporters, CG Mayhem Top Tipper, Bravo7910 is included in that list. Top Super Chatter is Lawbreaker. Top Super Chatter list includes D. Russ, Phil the Mega Pint, George Tishon, Chanel Names, Sir Tommy, Per Crab, as well as BBS Fang, who was added today. Top channel membership gifters, Arcane Silver 300, D. Russ, and Jody Wilkins. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Later.